Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. This is going to be a price action video. Just simple price action with a moving average. Um, when I'm looking at like trading courses, I'll give you an example. Al Brooks trading course. It's $400. Highly recommend you buy it. He's not paying me for this. I don't have a link that you can click to give you a discount. I get a kickback. None of that. But it's a fantastic course. That man can look at a chart and see so much going on. Okay. And that is how you know that he knows what he's talking about, because there's no way you can make all this stuff up. There's just no way. I remember when I was in college, I had a teacher. I liked to write, and I was actually excited when I got to write big papers. Like give me a 5-page essay or 10-page essay. I'm like, yes, because I really get to expand on my knowledge of the topic. You get to approach it from all angles. You get to, do different types of styles of writing, whether you're trying to be persuasive, whether you're, you know. But what he said to me one time, he's like, whenever you're staring at a blank screen and you can't get the paper out, you can't get anything to write, it's because you don't know enough about the topic. Okay? He says, because you don't know. You just don't know enough about what's going on. And I thought that was very interesting, because when you do know a lot about a topic, you can talk about it for hours. Well, and You get that feeling from Al Brooks. He's been trading for 40 years, and he just puts together these courses, and his books are so dense. They're like, you know, PhD material. So the benefit of watching him talk about charts and watching someone that trades daily with his lens, is that you learn a lot about charts, and you learn a lot of simple things to put the market into context. And one of those things is the market cycle, which I've covered in the video, and we're going to use that a little bit here. So let's go through a couple days of price action. Try not to make it too long, but let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take this off of here to hide the price, and I'm going to try to go back to actually, let's do this. I haven't done this before. Let's go back to a chart that's not even trading anymore. Where's the old chart? There it is. You see how you type it in, it won't give it to you? See how it'll give you if you type in ES, it only gives you the last contract, which we're on the ESZ, and then the U is 2024. But if you type in USU 2023, you'll get the old chart. So this is fun. I haven't seen this chart. Let's turn this off. Haven't seen it in a while, I guess. Turn that off, and we're just going to go back. I'm going to go back to a day I can't remember. Let's go back to when it first started, and you can learn that by the volume. See the volume? It's always trading. Okay, the one for 2024 is trading now. It's just very light volume. So when it really starts to be the current contract, you'll see the volume pick up. So let's go back here to around June. We're going to do bar replay. Let's go to a Monday in June because I want to trade the entire day. There we go. Okay, so we're on a Monday in June, and then we're going to go to a Friday in June, the next Friday, and put a stopping line on 2 Fridays so that we know what we're doing here. So that's one Friday to Monday. And that's the other one. All right, so we're just going to pull up a chart here and see what the market is telling us. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't quite remember this, but I can tell you what's happening from this point on. Let's get it in the center here so you can see it. All right, so what do we have here? Well, market cycle's telling you that you have a channel. You have a channel up. Okay, looks like it started back here. Looks like it broke below the channel. How you draw your channel is up to you. I tend to agree with Al Brooks I would rather have an overshoot than an undershoot. So I'd rather put price here. I'd rather put the channel here and have all this price action outside than to put it here and have all this price action inside. Okay. So we're going to go with the overshoot method. Okay, we're cutting through some bodies or whatever, but for the most part, most of this price action is contained in this channel, right? So We got a channel trading up. We just came from a trading range before the channel, broke out of the range, and now we've been trending up. But most of these channels here break to the downside. I hope you said it with me. Most of the upsloping channels, they're upsloping, they're going to break down, and most of the downward sloping channels, if they're downward sloping, they're going to break up most of the time. Okay? So you should always be thinking, he teaches you should always be thinking of channels. You should always be thinking of a bull channel as a bear flag, and you should be thinking of a bear channel as a bull flag, because that's pretty much how they function most of the time. You got kind of this here, not including this little breakout. But what do you have here? You have trading a channel, but you now have trading range price action coming into the channel. Do you see that? It's starting about right here. Okay. You've now triple topped. One, count this, 2, 3, 4. I count these as the same. They happen relatively close. We opened here and came down. So let's get some more information on how this Monday is going to start. I'm expecting a break out of this channel. It tried to break here and failed. And we don't really know what it's going to do next. So let's see. Not enough information there to do anything with. All right, next day, Monday, gap down. Okay, so this is interesting. So if we're in a trading range, you see how I drew this right here and how it gapped down right to this trading range? Right to this trading range low, what I thought would be the trading range low. So what do you do in a trading range? Well, you buy low, so I'd be buying here. You sell high, you'd be selling up here, which they did, and you scalp. Because in a trading range, what he teaches is that the only thing that the market participants are sure of is that the market is not going to go too far up or down. Okay, that's the only thing that they agree on. So this did break down like we anticipated, okay? But you've had a really strong trend up until now. You're now back down to a level of support, which is the top of this right here, because this was also a trading range. Okay, so we're at the top of a trading range. All right, so I'm inclined to buy this. I want to see follow through though. Let's see if we get it. Okay, no follow through. No follow through on this bar. So what we have here is we have an invisible bull bar or bear bar, which you should see all gaps as just big invisible bars. Okay, you have an invisible bar. You have a push up. You try to get up there and now you can't. But we haven't broken below this low yet. Okay, so maybe we're creating a range at the bottom of this range. Let's see. Okay, no sir, we're breaking out. All right, so probably gonna go lower now. I'm confident going short here. Putting my stop above here. This is where it has to be, inside that gap there. Okay, I do want to see them retest. I do want to see them try to retest this and fail, and I can get a second entry short. But for right now, I wouldn't feel bad taking a short here. Okay, this is not a bad short. I'm actually going to take one and be prepared to scale in higher. And I'm actually going to put my stop above here, and I'm going to give myself latitude to scale in anywhere in these 29 points right here. Okay, and immediately it takes me into massive profit. Okay, you see that? It takes me into massive profit. What do you have here though? You have the bulls giving up. You have the bulls giving up on this bar. Okay, they're at the bottom of the range. They know that. And what happens? They gave up. But here's the thing. No matter how strong this looks down here, even though it's got increased volume and all this stuff, no matter how strong it looks, these breakouts of ranges will typically fail within 5 bars. He teaches that too. So even though this is a really strong probability that it's going to go lower, you have to be thinking reversal. So if I'm thinking, or you have to be prepared for reversal, not thinking reversal. So because I can't scale this down, I can't pull it down to the bottom of this bar and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and flatten this because that's a big surprise profit. I'm happy with that. That's a day's work. I'm done. Okay. So let's see what happens next though. You should see continuation after this bar. If you don't see continuation after a big bar like this, you're probably going to go up because the bulls, the bears are in full control right now. Okay, let's check out what they're doing with the lows here. Let's put the low here. Where'd they get to? Nothing major there. So let's see what happens next. All right, so not what we wanted to see. So that was the right decision to get out of that trade. All right, not what we wanted to see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. We're failing to break down below. And if you look below here, we've trapped some bulls here. We've trapped some bears here. It's a one tick trap. You can barely see it. But this chart, this wick is about one tick below here. So if you were buying at the bottom of this bar, you're now trapped inside of this. Okay, you're trapped inside of this. So let's see if the bulls can continue back up to the bottom of this range, or if they are going to remain trapping the bears here. Okay, not bad here. Tried to break out above this, couldn't do it. So this is an outside bar here. Okay, but tried to break above, couldn't do it. Finally broke above, but didn't close above. Okay, so what do you see here? What do you see here? You don't want to see this if you are a bull. Okay, you don't want to see this because this bar here surprised a lot of people. Okay, surprised a lot of people. So any bulls that had, I don't know why a bull would be buying here. I don't know why a bull would be buying here. They probably bought here. Well, we know they bought here because it's white, but they bought here, sold out below here. Okay, this was the give up bar, so they must have got out of all their shorts right here. But bears are looking for any opportunity to sell. Okay, I want to sell at the top of this range if I can get the opportunity. Let's see if we get there. No new information there. Tried to break out below. This is a pullback. So one leg up. This is the first pullback. Traded below here. Pullback attempt. Probably this is going to turn into a bear flag. It's just going to be a smaller version of this, and we're going to break back down. Let's see. Okay, same thing again. Now what do you see though? You're seeing more trading range activity. And this bar here is going to be the mother bar of this trading range. Okay. Okay, same thing here. Lots of bullish pressure, but they're not getting any result out of it. Okay, so we tried to break down below this channel right here. Tried to break down below it. At one point we were, but we couldn't close there. Pushed it right back up, and we closed near the highs of this right here. But if we're looking at this, what is this? It's a small channel. It's a small channel right now, and it's a small trading range. I'm sorry, and it's inside of a bull channel, which is a bear flag. Okay, so now we're finally getting movement out of this. All right, but if this is a trading range and most breakouts fail, we want to see this fail. We want to see this fail right here. But now, if you can look, we probably are beginning to start another trading range. We went down a lot. We went up a lot. So what do you have here? You probably have another trading range starting here. So I'm going to be looking to short above here. This will be great context for me. It's going to be the bottom of this, and it's going to be the top of this range. So let's see if we get up to the top. All right, we did get up to the top. We did get up to the top. This looks really nice right here to short. This looks really nice to short. I know you're like, this is 2 white bars, Jay. What do you mean it's nice to short? Volume's increasing. You got 2 white bars. Yeah, but now the bears that missed this, they get to sell again. So I think we're going to struggle here, and I'm going to be one of the people that sell again. So let's try to see what we get after this. Okay, so we tried to sell down. We did not. We trapped a little bit of trapping here, but they're not fully trapped. This is reasonable. They don't want to see price really get below the top of this wick or the midpoint of this candle. And of course, as a bear, I want to see that. But I'm interested in scaling in higher because I don't think you get a big leg down like this, big continuation down, and the first reversal attempt up succeeds. Okay, once again, traded below here, failed. Midpoint, they held the midpoint. Bears want to see another bar closing below here, and I want to see that too. If I get that, So I'm expanding this channel here because this shouldn't have happened. Breaking above this flag here was a low probability attempt. So you could be looking at a major trend reversal, but I doubt it. So I should really be selling more here. But I'm going to wait to get in a little bit higher. Maybe they want to close the gap. Maybe they want to test the bottom of this again. But we're going to see. Okay, so we got another bar up, pushed up. So this is a pullback for the bull trend. You had to move up. First pullback, second move up. So if we're looking for a measured move on this, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt if we're looking for a measured move. Okay? But I don't think we're going to get that. I think I'm going to have an opportunity to sell a little bit higher. I'm just waiting for my second entry here. Okay, that wasn't a bad attempt. But what do you have here now? You have an inside bar. I'll try to get it closer. You can see it. Almost. It's a tick below. It's a tick below. So at this point, the bulls came back and bought it back up. But it's a tick below this bar. So you're trapping a little bit of bears there because they want to take this entry here. But we're at the top of this channel right here. And I'm actually going to short again. I think we're coming down at least to the bottom of this channel to find some support. And we might break through it. We're at the top of a range and at the bottom of the last range. Okay, so everyone that is in this box right here, they should be eager to buy this back up. Okay, but everyone in this smaller box down here, and even the ones that were here, they should also be eager to buy because that's what they did before. It came down here and they bought. All right, but you're seeing wicks on the bars. You're seeing very bad follow through. They're not showing you that they're ready to buy, so I'm selling. And what do we get? We get the bar here, trading below. This is a second entry short. This is the first entry here. First entry here, failed. Second entry, looks like it's succeeding. Okay, we're down to the bottom of this right here. Let's measure this out right here. Got about 10 points. So let's project 10 points down from there and let's try to get out about right here. We would typically expect if it fails at the top of this range to come all the way down to the bottom, but we're not going to be greedy. We're just going to try to get out right here. If it gives us more, a big give up bar like we got here, okay, we'll be okay with that. But let's see what happens. A nice bar. We want to see follow through from the bears. Not the follow through we wanted to see. Probably going to get another small leg up right here. This is a pausing though. Pause right here. Pause in the action right here. But I would expect at least for them to try again and maybe give us kind of a head and shoulder. Maybe they're forming the shoulder right here. Okay, so we did bounce at this channel right here. Bounce at this channel right here. Doji, big bar closing above here. Closing above the open of the bear bar, but not above its high and not above here. So still looking to short, still thinking we're going to go down, but if this doesn't follow through, we just need more information right now. All right, and we got the information that we needed. So this is actually like a third entry. So we've had one push down, retrace, didn't take out the high here. Second push down, so we're really going to start targeting this low now. Close below here, or traded below here, couldn't close below it. What do you see developing here? It's another trading range. So this trading range coincides with about the top of this one, so I'm going to be selling more up here. If we get a big bar, if it's not a big surprise bar, I'm going to be selling up there. We did successfully break out, though, this trend line of this right here. So this is looking more like it's going to become that bear flag we were talking about. So we just got to play it out. Okay, that's not terrible right there. Still in a range, though. You would expect the bulls to be strong down here, okay, and you would expect the bears to be strong up here, right? All right, so this is what you would expect. So when we break below this, okay, you would also expect it to fail, but because you're breaking below this channel too, I think you're going to have a little more momentum to the downside. I actually believe that we're going to test the bottom of this channel. I'm going to move this a little bit further down. Let's move it here. But this is the original target. I tell you what, I'll take off one at the width of the channel, and then I'll try to get a little bit more. Or I'll hold it until price action tells me that I'm wrong. So let's take off one down here if we get here, and then let's just watch it and see if we can get out of the other one with more money, or we gotta, scratch it. Okay, so we tried to trade below. We did trade below. Could be a one tick trap right here. Okay, still a trading range though. You still expect buying here, right? So you really want to knock them out. You really want the bulls, the bears to come back and say, okay, we need to go ahead and finish this. From this big move down here, let's see where we are as far as the percentage wise. Are we about 50% of this move up? 50% of that move is about right here, so you got a little bit more to go, but I don't even think we're going to get there. And the fact that we can get there is giving me a little more bearish bias. So, but right now, we're in a trading range, and we're in breakout mode. We got inside, outside, inside, outside. They're trying to pick a direction. Is the price too high or is the price too low? Okay, so we broke below this. Looked like we were going to trend down. Probably trapped in some bears here. So you might get a small leg up. Okay, you might get a small leg up here, and this is kind of looking like a wedge. Okay, triangle wedge. You might get a small leg up, but you still have these trading range price action to begin with. So no matter how strong the bears look or the bulls look up here, there's a high percentage chance the market's going to keep doing what it's been doing, which is down to sideways. Very low percentage that it's going to buck all of this and go back up. Okay, so let's continue. Got a lot of volume here going into the end of the day. Okay, a lot of volume going into the end of the day. I don't really see them breaking this range today. How much more time do we have? I think we got one more bar to the end of the day. Should be a down bar. All right, it is a down bar. So this is the end of the day here. We're going to go ahead and close these trades out. Flatten for the day. Okay, it says we made about $1,700 that day. All right, next day, what do you see setting up here for the next day? Well, you have a downward sloping channel, and we just talked about it, that they usually break up most of the time. Okay, so you should see all of these channels right here. You should see these as you should see bear channels as bull flags. Okay, so this channel should break up. We just broke below a trading range, and most trading range breaks fail. Okay, so but I do expect us to test this low again. I don't think we came down here enough to test this low. And no matter how strong they look down here, if we get down here, I want to be a buyer. All right, so let's see what the next day brings. Let's see if we can predict it here based on the price action. Still in a higher low here. So I think we gap up. Okay, let me think about this, because we have a gap here. We never filled it. We never even tried to fill it. Okay, when you usually close below a gap, the next day you usually get continuation down the very next day, but then you see a reversal up. And because we haven't tested this yet, I think we're going to see maybe a gap down or a continuation down. I'll be surprised by a gap up, and I think a lot of other market participants would be too. Okay, so we did gap down. Okay, we did gap down to test the low of this right here. Right, so you have to look at this gap right here as, like we said before, a big trend bar. So big trend bar down. So this is just continuation. Okay, but what you've had here now is a low probability event. Okay, this was supposed to break up because it was a pretty established 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars in a channel. And about 8 of them were in a trading range. So we've broken below the trading range. We've broken below the channel. Most breakouts fail. We're reaching the bottom of this channel. The same way bulls were stronger here, I expect bulls to be stronger here until we make another decision. So that is the area that I want to buy in. Does that mean they won't run this low first pretty significantly, maybe a couple bars down? No. But I'm comfortable when I start to see bullish activity, I'm comfortable buying here and playing around down here. All right, so we did break below. It was a new low here. They did run this low. See that? But now I want to be a buyer, like I said, so I'm going to buy this. Does this mean that this is the end of it? Probably not. Probably not, and I should probably be buying above a bull bar, but I'm comfortable scaling in on this because I think we could get a pretty violent move up to test the bottom of this or to test the top of this pretty soon. So I'm interested in buying. Okay, so we broke down again. Okay, looked like it was going to be pretty bad for me. Broke down pretty deep below that level, but we wicked it. Bull stepped in. As we said, bull should be stronger in this area. All right, so now I want to see follow through. And guess what? Now I can put my stop below here because price really shouldn't come back down here after you've had all of this buying. Okay, we get some follow through up here. We broke above this bar, traded up pretty much the length of this bar. Couldn't close above though, so that's not really good follow through. That's not good follow through at all. Might see a small leg down, but I think we should hold above this. Okay, try it again. Try it a second time. Okay, what are you seeing here now though? If you look for them, you'll find them everywhere, guys. You're seeing another range here. I don't know if this is the range that I'm looking for, but we definitely broke down and rejected. And we've definitely rejected the top twice. So this is probably a range. Let's see if it acts like one. Okay, so if our stop was down here, we got wicked out. We got wicked out at a loss. Okay? Wicked out at a loss right there. But now this is a second attempt down. So let's pretend that we didn't get wicked out, or I'm going to buy again here. And let's see, I believe we're going to go up from here. We're at the bottom of this range, we're at the bottom of this range, and we've just tested the below this twice. Okay? And I believe that any pullback to this, you're going to have bears trying to get out with less of a loss or a profit, because at one point, this bar was solid black right here. Okay, this bar was solid black, big black bar, and then it pulled off its low at the very end, trapping everyone that was selling there. All right, so this is really a surprise bar, because it opened here, drove all the way down, and then pushed all the way back up. It's actually covered this range twice. So probability is we're going higher. And now I want my stop below here. Okay, still going lower. Tried to break above, failed. Came back up. So we've tried again. And this is an outside bar. This is an outside bar. We keep testing this low, trying to get the lowest low we can before we rock it, in my opinion. Okay, so top of the range, this failed up here. We would expect it to fail up here. And in real time, I would probably be trying to sell up here, or trying to sell one of these up here. But now that we're back into this range right here, let's make it yellow so you can see it. Now that we're back in this range right here, okay, we are looking now to take this to the top of this range. And if you remember, when we drew this range, we didn't have all of this price action here. We just estimated that this was probably the low and this was the high. Okay, so middle of the range, bottom of the range, I want to see good follow through on these bars coming up. That is not a good follow through bar. Not a good follow through bar, but still at the bottom of this range. My stop is still below here. Now, if we go below here, we're really going to take that loss. I'm actually going to put it a little bit further away there. Okay, so range price action, we're still ranging. Still ranging. Okay, we've broken above the range now for the second time, but failed. You guys see that? Broke above here and failed. Okay. Extend this here, and you can see that was kind of a test of this channel right here. All right, let's see. Okay, inside bar right here. Okay, when you see an inside bar, this is what that means, guys. Think about this. When you see an inside bar, it means that they traded inside of this range for 15 minutes. Okay, no one felt it necessary to have the initiative or the capital to push it outside of this range. So they decided to stay in this range. Okay, this is what Al Brooks calls breakout mode right here. Right, so you have breakout mode, but you're also in an expanding triangle. So emotions are high. You're at the top of a broadening wedge, expanding triangle. Okay, and you have now an inside, a smaller triangle on a smaller time frame. Okay, so this is gonna break out. We just got to know, we don't know which way it's going to go. But because we're at the bottom of this range, and because this top of this range hasn't been tested recently, and we've tested the bottom 1, 2, 3 times now, 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I expect this to come back up. Let's do some bar counting and get some more information. Push down. This was the first pullback. Push down, second pullback. Maybe this is one leg here. So this is leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. Nope, counting it over. So this is push 1 up, pull back, push 2 up, pull back. So I'm expecting another push up. Let's see if we get it. We did not get a push up. We got a push down. Okay, we got a push down here. But top of the range, should have sold probably one of them there and bought one down here again. Really tight range, but we are trending up, and this low is still intact. We're below this low with our orders. Remember that. Okay, so we have this now breaking below here, breaking below the range for the 4th time. Could not close below it, but they also didn't push it up as much as they did before. Okay, but you don't want to see this if you're a bull, or if you're a bear, you don't want to see this because you lost ground here, you pushed it all the way down, and you lost ground again. So I'm expecting more bullish activity after this. Okay, not getting it, and we now have an inside bar. Okay, we've got another inside bar right here. You guys see that? This bar is inside this bar. Okay. To me, with this volume down here, volume picking up, now it's drying up. To me, this is the bulls taking over right here. But let's see. Let's see. My stop's below here. Okay. So it looks like the bulls are taking over. We're breaking out of this range. Inside bar, outside bar. Okay. He calls this a IO pattern. Okay. And what we're looking at here is we came down to about the 50% of this move right here. A little bit lower, maybe 30% of this move. But the key is we have not taken out this low right here, and this is a major low. So we're looking to stay above this low, and we're bullish. So I'm going to keep this bottom of the range, breaking out of another triangle, and head it to the top. Okay, so we did get a nice big bar up. But remember, no matter how strong a bar looks at the top of a range, because you're in a range, the market has inertia. He has an 80% rule, and he's telling you that most of the time the breakouts are going to fail. We've had multiple failures to the downside. Okay, you could probably even extend this down a little bit here to show these as failures. But when I drew the original one, it was here. So all of this was a failure to me. Okay, but because the wicks are so long, you probably could include some more bodies here and see these as failures. Now we're at the top of the channel. Okay, we've closed above 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, almost 5. I think we're going to get some continuation up. Okay, so we did get continuation up. So at this point, guys, we're testing the bottom of this breakout point. We broke out down here. We came back to it up here, okay? There's no reason why I can't expect to come back up through the top of this, all right? But what am I looking for? I'm at the top of this range right here. I'm expecting a test to the top of this range, but I don't need to take my whole position up there, right? So I'm going to sell one, and I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to take a little profit off the table, keep my stop down here. Okay. If we break above this, right here, I'll move my stop below here. All right. Okay, so taken out we've taken out this channel right here, this bull flag. All right, and we're pushing back up through. I'm still not interested in closing the position. This is pretty strong, nice volume. It's happening toward the end of the day, so we've probably already seen the low and the high of the day, and we're probably going to stay in this range. So I'm expecting a push back up to here. Didn't want to see this bar after that, but it did trade down to about 50%, found support. So if you're looking at one leg up, pull back, another leg up, this could be the start of the second pullback. And if we look at the last pullback, it lasted about 15 points. So we might get close to the entry here, but it might want to test the top of this range right here. Might want to test the top of this range and take off again. Let's see. Okay. Definitely testing the top of this one right here. Let's see if we get another. But I'm looking at this now, this channel here. I'm looking at this as another flag or a wedge type of pattern. And I think that we're going to break to the upside. Okay, so we did break down. Did not close below though. Did not close below. And are we hitting our target for the pullback? Did not close below, broke below, didn't close below. Okay. This type of price action, top of a range here, inside a channel that it broke out of previously, top of the range. It did test the top of this range right here. If you can see that right there. Tested the top of this range right here. Look how many ranges we've had. Look how many ranges we've had. And they've been including trends. And you've been able to make money in them because you understand what the market's trying to do. And that's what makes what he teaches you so powerful. Okay, but anyway, so top of the range here, we broke down. And this is a side note, but can I tell you I have a headache because I'm thinking about all the possibilities. When you are trading, that's why you're only good for a couple hours. Like I do not sit in front of the screens all day. I can't do it. And because these are 15-minute bars, I'm not even sitting in for. I will sit in front of the screen. I will set my stop, and I will, if I'm trading a 15-minute or a 30-minute bar, I love the 30-minute chart. If I'm sitting in front of a chart, I'll trade the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of the bar. What am I doing in the middle 20? I'm playing video games. I'm doing something that's not stimulating me like this is. I have a headache right now, and I know it's because I'm thinking of this chart. But anyway, back to the chart. So we're getting toward the end of the day. You have to start thinking about what the market wants to do. Is it possible that it's going to erase all of this price action and close this gap? It looks like we have closed this gap. Yeah, it looks like we have closed this gap right here. So we don't have to think about that anymore. So we've closed the gap. We've closed below this big bull bar. Or we went below it, but we couldn't close below it. So I'm thinking we'll have a few more bars down, trying to reach this target here. A few more bars down, and then we're going to shoot back up. But we only got a couple more bars to make it happen. So let's see what happens. I'm still in my position, half of it, my stops. I'm comfortable moving my stop here now. I'm comfortable with that. It's pulled back enough to where I don't have to have so much risk on the table. And whenever you can move your stop up in a trade, you feel so much better. So let's see. Okay, this is to be expected. We're testing the bottom of this channel, testing the top, testing the bottom of this channel, and testing the top of this range. Okay, we did close below here though, and this bar closed below almost looking like more than 50%. Yeah, so we're about 40% erasing this move right here. Okay, and what do we have here right now? We have a channel going up. We can mark out here. Let's make it yellow so you can see it a little bit better. I know it's a lot of lines on the chart, but they really help you, figure out what's going on with the price action. So honestly, right here, if this wasn't so late in the day and I saw this right here, I would buy here. This is nice confluence right here. You got the bottom of this one and you got the bottom of this one. And we've already tested this one, so we're probably not going to break back down. And we haven't tested this one yet, but it's this channel's a little immature, I guess you would say. But let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen here, but my stop is below this area. Let me make sure that it's marked out pretty good. Let's make it a dashed line so you know I'm stopped out this time. And end of the day, that's exactly what the fuck happens. It stops me out. So stops me out. But here's the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten because I am out of this trade. And I'm out of it at a small loss. So the proper thing to do was to keep my stop below this area. Because now what I think it's going to do, I think it's going to go up to the top of this range. I'm not going to take any more trades. I'm going to let this play out so we can end this video. But my thesis is that we're going to go from the bottom of here after we've hunted whose ever stops were below here, who moved them up prematurely like I did. And we're going to go back to the top of this range. Let's see what happens. That did not happen. We put in another range here. Bottom of it here, failed to get into it. I would be buying here. I still think we're going to get to the top of that range. And we did get to the top, almost. Gapped up above it. So we probably could have did these days too. Look at the range here. That's a range. Broke below it. Came back out of it. Came back into it. So we bought below here because it's a range. Fell into another range here. We bought all of these because they're lows. Broke out to the top. So I hope this video was helpful. As you can see, I haven't seen this chart in a long time. I didn't know what it was going to do. So all of this stuff that I gave you here was all relevant. You see that the stop hunting and it still happens. It happens with whatever methodology that you choose to use. The point of it is though, when you can get in to a chart and kind of have an idea what's going on, because you have an understanding of price action and psychology, you can make a living at this. You can do it. So let me know if you like this video. I will make another one like it, and I will continue to update my understanding of how I trade as I get better and as I try different things and things that help me. I will update you guys, and hopefully it helps you in your journey. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace.